What's up, guys? So I thought I'd provide a little context to this frame that I'm working on here, and I'm just now getting around to starting back. This is actually the first step towards restoration, or re-restoration in my case. This build was 5 years old, maybe almost 6, when I rolled the truck, and it was a huge heartbreak, but that's off-road. That's the way it goes. Sometimes you're on your lid. Luckily everyone was okay. Had a phenomenal day. It was a great day. In fact, if you want to watch the wreck, you can go back in our some of our previous videos. I did 2 different pieces on the truck itself. It was here in the garage. The first one was kind of light. I was new at the YouTube thing, and it was dark, but it was light detail. And then the second one I got a little more into detail, which you can go watch both of them if you care. But this truck was a 30-year-old dream for me, and started just in high school, or before I even graduated. I just really loved off-road racing and everything about it, and the old Fords were like the jam, you know, back in the late 70s and early 80s. That was like the original trophy truck, so I was super into it. I knew I could never afford to go race, but I knew there was a shimmer of hope that I could actually afford to build one, or maybe buy someone's, you know, halfway started project or what. But anyway, I ended up buying a very stock truck for the truck project, and it was a Caltrans truck. Our freeway maintenance folks that work for the state, and retired, obviously. It was 66, and I ended up putting this thing together and I sold a bunch of like side by side and a dirt bike in there, and basically just pooled as much money together as I could to pay for the engine, the transmission, the rear end. I mean, who knew a rear end was that much? But a good rear end costs a mint. You could get a nice car for what you pay for a rear end, like a race car rear end. But this was my first race car build. I'd had a couple of pre-runners. In fact, if you look at my Instagram, you'll see the tan one, which I called Helga affectionately. That was I guess a more budget-friendly version of this truck. I had bought it from a guy, and some other guy built it when he was 19, and it ended up going back to that guy who built it in the 70s. So I was really happy to sell that truck back to the guy that built it when he was a young guy in a fabrication shop. So anyway, long story short, I'm rebuilding the truck of my dreams, and I'm going to do it differently this time. It's going to have a roll cage and some more safety stuff. I'm going to put a fire system on it, a lot more safety in the cab. It'll have a different steering wheel. The suspension and drivetrain will all remain the same. I do feel like I need to up my shock game, so I'm gonna replace my 2 front bypass shocks. I have triple bypasses in the front right now, and just double, or the truck had triple bypasses in the front and dual bypass in the rear. I'm going to put the triples in the front, and I'm going to go with another set of triples in the front. So just a little more adjustability and a lot more compression and rebound. If you watch the video, you'll see my truck wasn't out of control, but it was close, and it's just undershocked. So you can see the truck plunging quite a bit. And it was hard to maintain any kind of speed because of that, but I didn't really tune on the shocks. I really just cranked them up real quick back at camp, and just went out, and there was cameras, so I had to do something. You know, it felt a lot gnarlier in the truck than it was in the camera, but you'll see. You can watch the video of me crashing it. It's heartbreaking to me, but there's some pretty good footage in there, and a lot of my friends came together and played cameraman for the day, and we had a good full day. I mean, it was about 3 o'clock when I wrecked. It was a good full day it was really the first true test day. The truck had been out there once before on Father's Day a few years back with me and my son, but we were by ourselves. We didn't have a crew of, you know, another truck at least to yank us back, so I was really kind of cautious on that one. But that's also on our channel here. You can check it out. It's a much shorter video, but you can hear the truck noises, and I don't know, that gets me excited. I don't know about you guys, but but anyway, you're gonna start to see how much I love this truck by the care that I take when I build it. It is a driver, it's not a show truck. I'm not interested in that kind of a vehicle. Even though they're cool, I appreciate them. My hat's off to the guys that can put those together. I can't. I'm not capable of handling nice stuff without scratching it. So my hat's off to you. But this is going to be the same truck. It'll look the same from afar. It'll have some safety incorporated into it, so there's no worry of anybody getting hurt if we do roll again. The likelihood of off-road, you're bound to wreck at some point, so it might happen again. I hope to God not, but I'll be safer this time and have the right precautions in place. So but anyway, so this is again where we're at. I want to just kind of show you guys why I'm doing this. You're probably looking at it going, what? It's just a frame rail. What are you doing, man? Well, there are the I-beams right there. Just gotta wipe those off. I have a whole room full of powder coating stuff that's ready to bolt on. I just have to finish cleaning this frame up. I'm not sure if I'm going to fill the holes in the frame. It's not that big of a deal. It was just more for my OCD. You can see the idler arm for the steering swing set right there. I didn't bother taking it off. This is just a strip and paint, so it's not a huge deal. That's already powder coated anyway, and so are these shock hoops. But yeah, we're at a point with the Charger. I feel good about, you know, just doing little stuff here and there, which I will video, don't worry. But this is going to be most of the videos coming up. We'll be jumping to the Ram Charger at times, so keep an eye out for that. But I feel like I'm rambling, so I'll stop. But let us know if you guys like the stuff we're putting out. I can always change it up, but honestly, the whole premise of this channel is that I'm already doing the work, so I figured I'd film it. So this isn't like I'm gonna go buy a car and build it on YouTube for YouTube. This is me doing what I do, maybe for a living one day. But right now I'm a starving car builder, we'll say. Not starving, but you know what I mean. I haven't made it yet. And who knows if I ever will, but it's in my heart. That's why I do this. And my son loves it too, and he's editing this video for you guys to check out. So no Hollywood over here, but we're true car guys and truck guys, and hope you guys like it. On to the work. Just wanted to tell you guys, these, obviously you can see how useful these are. I'm not sponsored by Eastwood. I wish I was, but I'm not. I just buy the stuff. But when I bought this thing, I bought it for the Charger because I knew I had to strip the entire body. But when I bought it, I bought 4 different drums. So I think I bought two 40 grit drums and 2 60 grit drums. 40 for stripping, 60 for finishing. But I will tell you that this drum right here is a 40 grit, and that has lasted the entire Charger. I stripped the entire Charger to bare metal, the entire car, exterior. I shouldn't say interior. I didn't strip the inside, and I've done everything that you can see here. So these things wear like iron. I think the biggest, most important thing to save money is, you saw me go around to all these holes that I had drilled and knocked them down with a roll-off disc. I think these will last a lot longer if you get rid of all the sharp edges before you use this, because the sharp edges will obviously chunk it and reduce the size of this drum quicker or prematurely. So just food for thought. But man, if they had a smaller one of these, I would buy it, because obviously the size is it's a bit big. But if you're on a top or side surface, it's really easy to use. You just let the tool, the weight of the tool, do the work. Holding it over your head, it's a little harder. Obviously, you see me having to take a breath or a rest in between reps when I'm on my back, which is not a big deal, but it's just not muscles I use every day, so I'm kind of weak in that regard. But yeah, anyway, these things are awesome. I would highly recommend one if you do what we do, like stripping frames or sheet metal. They don't create a lot of heat. They don't warp anything. I suppose you could warp stuff, but you've seen sparks coming off this thing, and that's a bad sign. That means you're grinding metal, and that's not what you want to do. So Anyway, I'll stop blabbing. Got to get back to work.